Okay, one thing I should have mentioned before, once I was an orbiter on the moon, normally what I do is I would save my progress at that point. So basically you just click on the hamburger on the upper left and you can just do create a quick save. So this will say normally I would say orbit because that's the danger point, right, is when you're coming in. So I'm just going to say on the moon, and then that way in case I crash during the landing, then I'm okay. Okay, now we're going to go back to the Earth. Okay, so what we want to do with this one is we're just going to hit the throttle, start heading a little bit off to the right hand side, get in orbit, and then figure the transition back to Earth. So let's get up. And I'm just going to go this way because it makes it easier to see really fast. I can just do a quick hop over to the Sea of Tranquility if we wanted to as well. And I don't need much height because there's no atmosphere, right? So once I get to here, I'm just going to go stop, let myself get up there. The reason I'm stopping is I don't want to burn up fuel. Okay, point myself in the direction. I can raise my legs if I want, but it really doesn't matter because we have no atmosphere we're going through anyway. So wait till we get up to the peak. Okay, now we want to go full power again. Because all we're doing is we're building orbit here. So we're just watching those lines. There we go. We have orbit. Back out. Find the Earth. Say navigate to. So it says we want to loop around until we get to that transfer window. And this is basically the way they do it for real, is they loop around to the transfer window to find out. I'm just going to put this down a little bit. So back in the day, they used to have to do calculations. You can see how fast I can turn around without the big rocket attached to me too. Now this one's kind of important that we're pointing in the right direction here. Now the Earth's gravity will help us, but okay, just going to check my direction. Okay, are we there? And full power. So now we're on our way back. Watching the escape velocity again, just like we did before. You can see it's starting to come in. My furthest point is getting closer and closer to the Earth. And I'm going to inject myself into an orbit about there. And just say, one thing I always like to do is make sure we're clear of the moon. Yeah, just say go. Because I did this one time and my orbit was still pointing at the moon. Didn't do so well. And there we come. I shot past a little bit, but that's okay. This will still work. Full power. You can see here we're starting to break into the atmosphere here there. So in any case, we're gonna land. All the thrusting I'm doing now is just where are we gonna land? Didn't let myself. I'm gonna let myself loop around. So I'm gonna turn off the thrust for a second. Turn around. And I'm not worried too much about this now at this point. The goal with this is just to get in the general direction of the Earth. Okay. Make sure my thrust is pointing at the Earth. Go. I want to just slow down. Because otherwise you become a tent peg. And I'm just going to go until I run out of fuel. And then I'm going to drop that module. And in any case, we're heading back, right? So, drop that guy. And I'm just going to speed up. Because it will slow us down once we get closer. There we go. So now I'm going to make sure I'm pointing in the direction of the Earth. Watching our heat shield. Hopefully I didn't come in at too steep of an angle. Normally I don't usually shoot past, so normally I like to have it so my angle is more even, but I think we're going to do fine. Yeah, we're starting to cool off already here. So we're good. We made it. Just keep the butt end pointing at the ground. As soon as we get below 2500, I usually go a little bit further. I go to about 15. We deploy the chute. And I let the weight of it carry me down some more. It starts as a partial open chute until you get closer to the ground, about 250 meters, and then it opens the remainder. Usually what I do, here we go, is I let it drop a little bit more, and then I will drop the heat shield. And basically what that one does is just slows me down a little bit more. Poof. Okay, so now I can do recover. We've landed on the Earth. So basically these are the things I did. So 1,000 meters altitude, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, past the Kármán line, reach low Earth orbit, enter the sphere of the influence of the moon, captured into low orbit, landed on the moon, reached a low moon orbit, escaped the sphere of the influence of the moon, re-entered the Earth's atmosphere, got up to 2,400 degrees Kelvin, and then or Celsius, and then safely returned to Earth. So, recover. And I'm going to go back to the space station, and if we take a look, I'd already done a moon landing before, but that's those ones, right? So, the ones that are highlighted are the ones that now shows for the moon, because that's really all you need for the moon. So, done. There's how you get to the moon. Now, to go to Venus is a tough one because its atmosphere is so thick. It's really hard when you're coming in. If you go into Mars, it's a whole lot easier. I ran out of fuel coming back. Going to Mars and coming back is a whole different story than just going to Mars. Going to Mars, we don't have to bring extra fuel, right? So we can just zip up there and we're done. But next one will be a trip to Mars. I've never done these recordings, so I'm just going to do them small like this at first to see how it works.